Hello and welcome.
To Cross Theory. Today, I have something really interesting on my mind.
What is it?
On average, how many TV shows do you watch?
A lot. I have one for each day. No,
One for each day.
not anymore because most of them on break.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. But usually about one or two for each day.
I take your one or two for each day and I raise you that I have an app that tracks which show comes out when and what time so I can be on point to watch that. I don't even do that with my
Really,
work.
even when they come out at night, like 4 a.m.
Yep. Like today on my list, I guess I have to watch the Graham Norton show. I have to catch up on Samurai Jack. So many things to do. Do you think
How interesting.
yeah, okay. Let me just put out a thing here. According to my app, I have spent 5 months, 9 days and 10
I
hours
I don't like that.
watching TV shows. And
I
I have
don't
not
like the
even
sound of that.
included
'Cause
the
it feels
anime.
like you're wasting your time.
It does though. It's like the statistics. You've spent 2 years of your life in the toilet. You're like, why? What am I doing in the
But
toilet
that's
for so
so
long?
essential.
Yeah, that's essential. But nowadays it's longer and longer because sitting with your
Oh yeah, with your
phone,
phone,
your tablet, your computer, your server, not your server.
everything.
Yeah. So, what are your top? Let's narrow it down. What are your top Netflix shows?
Right now,
Yeah,
off the
right
top
now.
of my head,
Uh
I'm
huh.
watching The Ranch because a new season came out.
Yuck.
What?
Ashton
Yeah.
Kutcher and Danny
It
Masterson.
takes me back to that 70
Too sure,
shows.
yeah. I'll
Yeah.
give you that, but I hope
So,
it gets cancelled. Yes.
no.
The
Jokes
Netflix.
on you. Yesterday, season 3 dropped.
Okay, fine. Uh huh. What
And
else?
other shows, Daredevil up there,
It's amazing.
along with the other Marvel TV series.
Yeah.
What else? Just some random ones you'll find there because Netflix is just for passing time.
Yeah. But there's nothing you watch religiously. Orange is the New Black. Do you watch that?
Yeah, I did.
You did.
But it's not something I would follow as it drops episode by episode every week. No, I'll just wait for it.
Do you not
And
know
then
how Netflix works every
no,
week?
because before it wasn't on Netflix, was it?
It is by Netflix for Netflix.
From the very beginning, like season 1. I
Yes.
feel like it wasn't, and then Netflix just got it.
No, it's their original programming.
Damn, my bad.
Why am I even asking you this question? What's your favorite? What's your show right now? Your comfort zone show. Let's call it that you watch every day.
Every day.
Not every day. You know what I mean. That you look forward to. You're just like,
The Ranch.
Really?
Like,
So
because it's
comedy.
the only one I haven't watched yet.
Do
Yeah,
you watch
comedy is comfort, definitely.
Do you watch Silicon Valley?
No. Is it comedy?
Yeah. Yeah, you've never watched it. It's about
No.
IT and stuff. Then that's a
I
show
feel
that
like
I
it'll
really
just
have.
pass over
No,
my
no, no,
head.
no. The IT is very simple, but they make fun of Silicon Valley and they make fun of companies that are so into themselves like Google. They're like, yes, we're polluting the air with our servers, but we're saving the world with this new Google product. Things like that.
I'll put it on my to watch list.
It's an HBO show though.
Is it on Netflix? No.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Binge watching that.
Awesome. Have you heard of a show that's been highly publicized, 13 Reasons Why?
I've heard of it. Seen the trailer.
Yeah.
Not too keen on watching it.
Why not?
Because it just feels like it's going to depress me.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with wanting to not be depressed?
Everything in life is depressing.
No, not
Yes,
if you
it
live
is.
in a bubble that kind of puts that all out of your world. Then you can be happy.
But if you weren't, but like what gets you to watch a show? What appeals to you? Reviews, friends?
No, none of that.
Then
I watch the first episode always, the pilot.
so watch the
And if I like it, I keep going. And if I lose interest, then nah.
so go watch the pilot for 13 Reasons Why. Then
No,
what's-
but the trailer put me off. So
why? Because it's about suicide.
yeah.
What's wrong with that?
uh, I don't want it to become normalized in my head, if not in society. You know,
Wow, that's that sounds really
selfish.
deep. No, no, not selfish. It's just like a really deep answer. Okay, let me
Yeah.
see. Let me see if I can ask you the right questions. It seems
No.
there was this statement. I think mainly from people who haven't watched it,
Mm-hmm.
that 13 Reasons Why has romanticized suicide, and in the way that they portray it, they're like, "My name's Hannah, and I."
And if you're receiving this, you're
Yeah,
one of the reasons why.
and then they show her life. But I don't think so, because you have to give it a chance, and you've already decided against it.
On one hand, maybe it brings for the subject of
Suicide.
suicide,
Yeah.
especially in like teenagers,
Yes.
and some of the reasons that may push them towards that.
Yes.
Yeah. And but also on the other side, those people who may have the same be in the same circumstances as this character,
Yeah.
may they feel that, oh,
It's okay.
it's okay
Yeah.
to go ahead and yeah.
Yeah, but the way people are saying it romanticizes and all of this, it's not like suicide was on a decline. It's like it's been there. It's always been there.
But it's not something that's really talked about,
yeah.
is it?
Yeah, I understand that.
It's
But
kind of
people
just
pushed aside. And then culture also affects how you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think, from my experience in Indian culture, if someone committed suicide, the stigma will make people talk about it way less.
Yeah.
Let's say, because
Especially in the family, isn't it?
because once the person dies, they're dead. Their story is done. But the family story begins of issues and finding out
Mhm.
and all that. And it's a big issue when it comes to Indian families. But I don't know if I'm saying Indian families because it's my background, but if any other culture is like, oh, let's deal with this properly, like, it's death, so everyone has their issues. Like, even Western cultures, they still have that pain. So,
Wow.
but it's a nice show. It's a really nice show.
Maybe I'll give like 2 episodes ago when I have nothing else to watch.
Let me
like
try. Let me try and pitch it to
nothing.
you. So, like, I watched the first episode, and from the word go, you know that the girls died.
Yeah.
Even in the trailers, they say
Uh-huh.
that. And the curiosity is how.
How did she die?
Sorry, rather, how and why did she die?
Okay.
And then, like, you get to know this person, you get to see what they go through. And you see, for me, it was like, I get it. Obviously, the disclaimer for everyone is suicide is not an option. There's always a better day tomorrow. But, like, I get it. And I like the show. And then I met a few friends who are like, no, this is not how it is. My dad, my family had such a hard life. They didn't go kill themselves. And I was like, okay, but that's not the point.
Everyone's different and everyone handled everything.
You don't know someone's pain.
Yeah,
like,
you
basically.
can never know someone's pain.
It seems
Like,
I've set the tone for a dark one.
I might be smiling and everything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you don't know like
What's going on?
what's going on
like that.
in my life if I'm not sharing it. And even if I do share it, you can only be so compassionate or
to a certain extent.
to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but you'll never fully get it.
Right.
So yeah, the people speaking like that, like, it's just a little insensitive.
Do you think they're like that because of like how they were raised, or like maybe they have it good? Maybe they have it good, better than like, you know what I'm saying? A better support system, let's say.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
But like, yeah, because you might be brought up in a way that they tell you whatever you're going through.
They say, I've heard people say like it's a coward's choice and things like that.
Yeah.
Again,
it might be all about perspective, and until you're in that situation, will you only know.
Have you ever lost anyone to suicide? Anyone you know?
No, I haven't.
All right, okay. Just
have you?
Yeah, I have. Just one person. But that's not what we're talking about today. It's just that, like, the show, I think the show I think the show isn't about suicide. Like in the sense now it's the suicide debate and all. In the essence, it's just a TV show that
In the
touches,
end,
yeah,
it
that
touches
touches on
on
suicide.
suicide.
And the way they portray everything, I think it was nice. It was entertaining. You know, people think it's like this public service announcement. It's a show. At the end of the day, they
If it
use.
was a public service announcement,
No
it'd
one
be a
would care.
documentary.
Yeah, it would have been, but it's
Yeah.
based on a fictional person. I think the book it's based on a book written by Jay Asher, and like it's just drama. Like every episode has such a nice cliffhanger and stuff. So that
Oh,
made it.
cliffhangers.
Yeah,
Please
that
don't tell me the season ends on a cliffhanger. Like how
not really.
long could
It doesn't.
go
It's
for?
it ends comfortably, and then it's over. The story is done, and now there's a season 2.
How?
I don't know. It's just
She's
it's-
dead, isn't
she's- I
she?
don't know. Like
Or is
apparently,
it about now about the people, the 13
I
coming
guess
together
so.
or
I
something?
guess so. That's no
Or
avoiding
like
spoilers, but
remorse
yeah,
or something.
no spoilers again. But I guess so. But I think the producer said she's going to be back, and I just like let's see what they do then, because that was weird.
Very interesting.
I have a friend who got the show and got all ready for it, and then he got the show and then he watched the trailer and he was like, "Nah, I'm not watching it because it's about suicide." I was like, "Why?" Because I don't want to think about that now.
Yeah, I understand that because you have to protect your frame of mind, and if you know something is gonna trigger then
Your frame of mind is just your bubble, isn't it?
yeah, and if you know something is gonna trigger you in a specific direction, and it's best to avoid it, then
Yeah.
you have to do what you have to do.
No, but it's a real thing in life. Like Robin Williams committed suicide a few years ago, and people are like, "Oh, that's sad," and it touched a lot of people because they know Robin Williams, and he's
And
been
he was always in comedies.
yes in
and the
Jumanji
happy
and
person.
yeah, and Mrs. Doubtfire and things like that.
Yeah.
But then a thing I think not many people know about is that he was suffering from a lot of mental illnesses, like early onset dementia, and that changed how he perceived life.
Yeah.
These are all maybes at the point because you can never ask the dead person.
Exactly.
So if you know, the issue I'm having with this is how people perceive suicide. It's a coward's way. He was such a whatever. We should hate him now. This and that. But they never consider that maybe if if they had better support in life,
Yeah.
things would be better.
And maybe that's what the show 13 Reasons Why
That is
was
the
trying
main thing. Yeah.
to bring out a different perspective, not the one that is currently in society, which is maybe that suicide is the coward's way, or rather not talking of suicide at all.
Why do you think it's like that in most societies, regardless of where you come from? Do you think it's because of how religion talks about it or things like that?
I honestly don't even know.
Yeah, it's just let's think about that. Like
No, I think maybe because we're just in some societies we're so reserved. There's just some things we don't talk about,
right.
and maybe it's death
Yeah.
and all and causes of death if it's not natural ones like you're ill
Yeah.
and yeah
Or physical ones like accidents
Yeah,
and
and-
stuff. Yeah.
yeah
No, but like there was recently on the Daily Show there was a guest. I forgot the lady's name, but it was a lady, and it was she was a morbidly obese woman, and so she wrote a book, and they were like she was telling her story, and her story was when she was about 12 years old, she was
Yeah.
gang raped by her classmates, boys,
yeah
and then the next day they made it out that she wanted them, so she had sex with them, and so that affected.
and no one believed her.
Yeah, no one believed her.
Yeah.
And then that morphed her whole life, and she retreated to food.
Yeah, as her comfort.
Yeah, her comfort and her defense. She was like, if I get fat, if I get bigger, I can fight more. And then that turned into, if I'm fatter, no one will want me. And what she was saying was, in the interview, she's like, if she grew up, I mean, one thing she wished if she just told her parents and there was a support system, she wouldn't have ended up
Yeah.
obese and stuff. Hers is obese.
Like
Someone else would
maybe
be
she would have
suicide.
been a different.
She would have should have
Yeah,
dealt with it,
that's
and
wow. That just
yeah,
shows like the mind is one powerful
powerful tool.
powerful tool. Like
So,
can lead you completely different ways.
yeah.
I'm mind blown right now.
And why is that? Because of?
What? Because of just what you said, like
Yeah.
because of what happened to her, and she turned to food as her comfort, but it could have easily been like
Drugs,
drugs,
alcohol.
alcohol, or even like having suicidal thoughts because you're thinking no one
Yeah.
understands what you're going through, and you don't really have anyone to talk to, or you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to. So like, what is your purpose
Yeah.
being in the here and now? Like, it could have easily been that. So
Yeah, and let's say if she had done it when she was in her teens, and let's use the example of the society I am in or the cultural people I'm with, they'd be like, oh, she had a hard time, she got bullied in school and she did that. But no
Yeah.
one would ever know that piece of information
yeah,
that triggered her.
yeah, that's true.
So like it's I would say you should support people. I'm not saying that you go around saying suicide is okay.
Yeah,
But no one, I do not think there's anyone who's like, you know what, I want to kill myself. Like I really want. No one does. They
yeah.
do it,
I
but
feel like people get to the point that they're like, their life at this moment has no meaning, and so if they were not to be here, everything
would be
go
better.
on. Everything would be better. Would
Yeah.
go on the same. Like it would make no difference. But
Yeah,
that isn't true. Like I feel like your family would be very heartbroken,
yeah,
and like they'd want answers that they can no longer have,
yeah,
that kind of thing. Or and also they'd have that remorse that what could have we done
Yep.
to avoid this situation, or just, maybe if we did this, then you wouldn't have felt like you had to.
yeah. I understand what you
Yeah.
mean. That it will always be 21 questions once it's
Mhm.
over. But I think even the thing with depression is that you can't see tomorrow. If you're severely depressed,
Yeah.
you don't see the point, or you don't think that, let's say in a while it will get better. And I understand that kind of train of thought. And I don't think the culture that we are around helps anyone at all. I've
No.
I've heard relatives say that, oh, don't talk bad to them, they'll just run to suicide if you say anything bad to
So
them.
insensitive.
It really is. And then they act like I've heard so many people say previous generations were tougher. They had it harder, but even our lives are hard in the
Yeah.
sense that
In different ways.
in
but
different ways,
still
in the sense that,
difficult.
like, let's say my dad, he came from India here with nothing, no money, and he got things done. Our challenge can be in the sense that the bar is so high that nothing you do will matter. Like getting a bachelor's degree back then was a big deal. Now
and
it's
now it's just another piece of paper.
and you have to have it, and you go
Yeah.
through so much. Like my
and you're
bachelor's.
still not guaranteed
Yeah.
anything in the end.
So you run back to college and like, let me try a master's.
Yeah.
Then you go back out
a
there.
PhD.
Yeah, PhD, and
Maybe
then
a doctor.
it's no like there are challenges, and I think with the hyper connected world and social media, I'm not saying social media is bad. I'm saying like
I've seen some of these comments on YouTube, and they're
Oh,
not friendly at all.
yeah. I think keyboard warriors is a real thing. Like once people get behind a keyboard, they're like, "Oh, I'm so tough," but they never say that stuff to your face.
Never.
So
Wow.
you're right about the
Can you
the
imagine
keyboard
keyboard
YouTube
warrior level 2?
thing. Yeah, man, it would just be crazy, and I guess we'll experience that for ourselves
Yeah.
once this show goes
Be
out.
nice, people. Please.
It's just crazy. Like the thing is like there was this thing. I don't know. I don't want to blame a platform, and I'm not going to, but there was no social media back then. The world wasn't a tiny village back then. In a sense, if I don't know. I'm getting a bit lost in my thoughts. So how about you help me out for a bit?
So, like, there was no social media in terms that you were only affected by what you saw around you, and if you didn't see much
Yeah,
around you, then you kind of be satisfied
I guess
with
so. Your
with
bubble.
with your bubble.
Yeah,
But now that the world is kind of opened up to everyone, then now how do I say it? There's that, not urge, but you can tend to compare yourself to other people who you don't even know, and that may leave you with a sense of like you're not complete because you don't have A,
yeah,
B, C, and D,
yeah, yeah,
something like that. Or in the instance of having hateful comments against you
yeah,
in your social media, and some people go to the extent of saying die,
yeah.
and
And
I'm
it's
like,
just thrown around so easily.
you don't even know me, like what?
Yeah,
I don't understand what would get you to that point that you'd wish someone death
I think most
through your keyboard.
Most YouTube personalities face that. And
Yeah,
I think there's the YouTuber KSI has been offline for like 3 months, and it's just because the hate he's been getting is like he's done with it,
yeah,
and
like
people are like, "Ugh." It's just so dark. It feels like negativity is always free, but positivity is like an expensive tool. No one wants to wish you well.
that is true. Like
It's
it's so hard to find someone whom you don't know
yeah,
to wish you something good in life. Like
just
you'd
because we're
find
both
it
human
like,
beings.
wow, thank you.
Yeah,
But when someone just spouts hateful things at you, I'm like, just another day.
it's a normal thing.
Yeah,
It's just crazy. Like I wonder,
very
like
crazy.
I believe I know how to manage social media now, but kids or teenagers, early teens or tweens, I don't think they would know how. Like they'd be like 100 likes equals this is how much I'm worth.
I don't know. Maybe it's different
Especially
for us,
girls.
like our generation, because
Yeah.
we got onto this when we
Yeah.
were much older.
How old? What
Like
our generation? You
like-
make me us
like,
sound so old.
Did you have Instagram when you were 9?
No,
Or
no.
all
Yeah.
those things.
Right.
So you
right.
don't have that that much need for what do you call it, approval from
People.
people on the internet. No, like you're fine with or without it.
Yeah.
Like I know some people who are like who've deleted Facebook, Instagram, and they're
Yeah.
like they have no need for social media because
Life goes on.
life goes on. Like they don't need to see what other people are doing in their living life and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
they're doing theirs just fine. Yeah.
But there's still people of our generation that are hooked on that thing. Like it's even older generations, like Kim Kardashian is where are we?
Yeah,
No, we're not the same.
We're not.
Yeah.
But we're not.
Really quickly, okay, we're not.
Maybe there's a difference because they on this platform they found a way to alleviate their business or just expand their business. Like it's just work,
Yeah,
another form of work
yeah,
for
yeah.
them.
It's busy. Okay,
Yeah.
but
And
I think
and I feel like celebrities especially would only share so much, and
Yeah.
the rest would be kept privately.
like
And maybe
like
that's the difference.
when it comes to that, I feel like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, he sells positivity in the sense that's his brand.
Yeah.
It's like I work out, everything's good. It's a lot of
Yeah.
motivational stuff, but it's never stuff like dark stuff has happened to me and this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So it would make you feel like these people don't experience that, but
yeah, but it
you
seems
know,
a
they're
lot
just
of
human. They have,
yeah.
I guess, they have their bad off days as
Definitely,
well.
yeah.
Just like you, just like me.
yeah, but they won't show it because it would hurt their brand. Because people don't want to be with, let's say, sad Dettol. You know what I mean? Like, my life sucks, but I still need to be clean. Buy Dettol. Like, no one's gonna do that.
No, it is.
No,
It
like,
would be nice to see that.
even if you look at it, controversial ads, Fair and Lovely ads. when the person is darker, or in that sense, they're more sad, it's more negative.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
I
after 6
hate
weeks
those
of putting on the
ads.
product,
I'm a
they're
happy person. Look at my smile. I
if,
bet you didn't know it was there before.
yeah, even the like the environment is like this dark, gloomy, and then when they're it's this happy place, and so it tells people like if you're not happy, if you're not using our stuff,
Yeah, you won't be happy.
yeah, and
Like
you're
you'll be
depressed.
happier with
Yeah,
this than without.
and you're depressed and this and stuff, and I guess it doesn't help people who actually have problems.
Exactly.
It's so crazy.
Oh man, I can't even with you.
So, trying
This
to
type of ads.
winding back, yeah, before we go on a tangent
Yeah.
about those ads, winding back to the show, do you think it deserves the hate? Have you heard about the hate it's been getting?
No.
Oh, people have been saying it glorifies suicide. It's bad for kids, but this show has a rating of mature adults.
Yeah. So
So
why would you let your kids watch it? Like that's up to you.
people like to say that, oh, it's not the person, it's not the parents' fault, it's the producer, the people who made the show.
No.
They've given the rating. The rating has been approved by a body that reviews everything.
Yeah.
So why are you letting your teenager watch it? But some people I've seen that say it's a good thing I watched it with my teenager. I agree with that.
So you can explain some
Yes,
things.
yes.
Well, that's fine if you're watching with your teenager because you're sort of in control of that situation.
Sort of.
Sort
Like
of.
it's very little though. Yeah.
Very little.
Yeah.
Because you can explain some things you feel like would go over their head or
Yes.
maybe their minds
Misinterpretations as well.
would misinterpret it.
Yeah.
But for those who like if you have kids and of course you have Wi-Fi at home, I'm
Yeah.
assuming
Like
you have Wi-Fi
no,
at
internet
home,
is
like,
more prevalent now.
you have to restrict what the access they have
Yeah.
to certain websites, or if they're watching shows, make sure you know, like, just be involved
Yeah.
so that you know what is influencing your child out
Yeah,
there.
it's like as you said earlier that TV shows do influence us a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so if you don't know and then you just walk around saying, "Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I don't like TV shows," but your kid does. So
Yeah,
it should be your business to
it should
know.
definitely.
And then
It's,
yeah,
on TV nowadays, it's not only cartoons being shown. There's a lot of other things. So if you're not there to supervise what your child is watching, then you might be shocked when you finally find out what they've been up to, and not in the sense of like what exactly they've been watching, but
yeah,
how it's affected how they view the world. And
yeah. But isn't it a bit weird that suicide is a taboo subject, but violence and murder is just so normal? Like in the sense, action movies, that's all they do. Most of them.
Blood flying everywhere.
Blood, yeah, that's never a censor issue. And I would say I don't want it to be censored because, like, I like to watch an action movie, but I really wonder sometimes when kids are watching a movie and they see the hero beating up people, they normalize that it's okay to fight.
Yeah, to solve your problems.
With fighting. You never see
Yeah.
the hero sit down and spend 12 years. Okay, that would make a really boring movie if he's at the UN every year coming back. Like, even I am assuming you watched the teaser trailer for Black Panther.
Of course.
It's not
I'm
that
so
great.
excited. No, you know what I'm excited about?
Uh-huh.
I'm excited about the majority black cast in a major.
That's racist against
major-
other castes.
Is it?
Where's the
I don't
Indians?
care. Anyway.
What about the Indians? What about the Mexicans? What the hell? That you don't care?
I'm sure there are other heroes in the Marvel universe
Sure.
that are of other ethnicities, but Black Panther is from Africa, and thus
A fictional place in Africa.
a fictional place in Africa.
Where is Wakanda?
It's
Yeah.
right between.
Congo and it's like Congo and Kenya and some.
No, but like that's what it is. It's fiction.
We are
it doesn't-
digressing though, but continue.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What was I saying before?
Black cast.
Majority black cast in a major Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Where has it ever been there before? No, there hasn't. So let me be excited,
Yeah, but
Allow me.
of course you're allowed. But what I was getting to before
Yes.
you took your fanboy whatever to the extreme is that there's violence in that movie. We like that movie because we're going to see fights, as the trailer says.
Yeah.
The guy is strong, and it's.
But I'm taking it as a form of they're defending their land.
I guess so, but it's like it's normal.
No,
All this,
I get
yeah,
what you mean with the violence, and it's funny. Okay, it's not funny, but you do see kids nowadays like full on fighting with each other, with their
yeah,
sibling, and it seems so serious. And it's because they see this on TV, if
yeah.
even if it's like wrestling. Like I used to fight with my brother. It was not. It was serious stuff. We would punch each other and all that. And this is all because we would see.
Is it though? Is it because you saw that, or maybe you just hated your brother?
No, I didn't hate him. It's my brother. How could I hate him?
Maybe you
Nah.
hate him now.
No, but I felt like we have to resolve this now. I hate you, you hate me. I hate you, you hate me,
right.
until someone comes and separates us.
Yeah,
And I would see this. Okay, we didn't start fighting until a little older, but now when I see like kids that are 3-4 years old hitting each other full on, I'm like, wow, where do you see that it's okay to be this violent with someone else?
so I'm guessing that's like in the sense your parents will say, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
TV is like, here it is.
Do it.
Yeah.
Even though that disclaimer, please don't try this
It's at home. But I mean, what I'm thinking of sense in the sense of movies and all is that like they're like saying that they're clearly constructing it as fantasy, at least for the Marvel movies. There's nothing real about them.
Nothing.
Iron Man's suit, all the Spider-Man's
Yeah.
abilities, fighting people, but it affects kids, and we're okay with that. But then there's a show about suicide that is trying to, convey information properly,
Yeah.
and everyone's losing their shit. And the thing for me is that you'll go watch a Marvel movie, even if you don't like it.
I guess the difference is
Yeah,
that they know the Marvel is based on fantasy and all that, like on the
Okay.
comics,
yeah,
and the show is a reflection of life, because like making movies and all that is a form of art, and art reflects life
yeah,
and our culture and all that.
yeah.
So they see like that's more real to them
Yes.
than than a Marvel movie or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And so it hits closer to home, and so you
You reinforce your bubble, basically.
you want to reinforce your bubble, and
Yeah.
your reaction to it will be more genuine, or I don't know how to say it, but like
I feel like it's more defensive, though.
a defensive
Yeah, a defensive,
move.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I seriously have a problem with people who have not watched it already deciding it's such a bad show. Like you, who have said that you're not
I
going
didn't
to watch
say
it.
it's a bad show. I just said I don't want to watch it.
But I think it's important though. Like, I didn't want to watch it either, in the sense that it's just another Netflix show. Like, there's so many shows that they cancelled one show, Sense8. I've not watched it, but
I've not watched it either, but
Now-
people were into it. I've seen
People
fans
were.
being like, "Please bring it back, Netflix," especially because they left them on a cliffhanger. So.
but they should cancel something like The Ranch and let Sense8 live.
Oh no,
This-
it's all about views, and if you get more views, you survive.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
yeah.
But
You're
the thing is, what I mean is, like, there's so many TV shows out there. So 13 Reasons is just one of those.
it's just one of
But then that marketing was everywhere. Like, you couldn't watch a YouTube video without an ad going, "My name's Hannah Simone." Hannah Simone, sorry. "My name's Hannah. If
And
you
if
want to
you're-
know how I died,
then keep-
press play," or something. And it's just like, one day I was just like,
Wow.
okay, fine, you got me. Advertising has worked. Let me
Mhm.
find out. And the themes in that show is wanting to fit in, is rape, there's rape in that show, which I didn't see coming, and then there's rape. There's the consequences of your actions. There's so many themes that will resonate with so many people.
Yeah.
And because
See?
it's not a movie, and
Hits closer to home.
because it's not a movie, and they have their episodes that dedicate time to that, Even family abuse is in that show.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you want to watch it, in the sense that
Because let's say like you know someone who's going through some of that situation, or you yourself
yeah,
sees a reflection of yourself in that character, then
you wouldn't like it?
you wouldn't like it.
But if you saw your reflection as Captain America,
Especially if it's as one of the
vulnerable
villains, in quotes,
yes.
in quotes, yeah.
Okay, I can see that. But I think a huge part of it is the ignorance towards it. Even on the last episode, at the end, there was a 30-minute video by Selena Gomez. She's a producer for the show as well, about suicide and how to get help and what the show was out to achieve,
Yeah.
which was really, really cool. When I heard about it, I was like, that's really dope. So, like, I was just like, but I don't think many people would have seen it. I don't think many people would have caught that. They'd just be like, oh, the show's over.
Okay.
It bothers me. It bothers me so much that we have taboo subjects. Like, why should we have taboo subjects in the generation we live in?
That is interesting. But
suicide shouldn't be a taboo subject.
It shouldn't. But it is, just like
suicide is a part of
rape
life.
Is
I don't want to use the word normalized with like something like rape, but rape is still a taboo thing to talk about. I guess if it happens to you.
If it happens, like.
Yeah.
So I feel like most people wouldn't want to not associate with you, but.
What?
I said not. I said
yeah,
not.
yeah, but like,
I said that.
really, I don't associate.
I don't know how to like say it out there.
Yeah.
But like, if it happens, why do most victims feel like they can't say this to someone?
Well,
tell people that this has happened to them and point it out. Do you think it's one of the reasons why people can still get away with it these days and
I
feel
think so.
the need that
and
they can do this to someone with no repercussions?
Yeah, and I think so. The idea of rape, the victim is always
blamed
by themselves as well.
Yeah, and society.
Yeah,
it's kind of okay to me. I
like
feel
it's
like it's kind of been
from society, and then
from like a small age.
No.
From a young age.
Small age. Oh, I just got that. So ridiculous.
From a young age, you would see like the victim is blamed. So
yeah,
it puts that thought in you that if this happens, then most likely it's your fault and not the person who raped you. And it's crazy, but
it's there.
It's this society
but there's
we live
this thing
in.
also that when we say rape, the first thought is a woman, and for me it's always, even guys can get raped.
Yeah, that's true.
Sexually abused.
Yeah.
All these things. And I think if a guy got sexually abused, he would never tell anyone, because it's even worse for him.
Yeah.
It's
that reminds me of the book by Khaled Hosseini.
Yes.
Midnight Sun? No.
Not The Kite Runner?
The Kite Runner.
The Kite Runner, yes.
Because he has like many books.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Kite Runner, which is like the story of the
and
guy.
he never told anyone. And I even mean sexually abused by a woman, in the sense that if he doesn't want, there's no place to say, oh, it's a guy, you can no. No means no.
Yeah.
If it applies to women, it applies to men.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ridiculous. Just to
every time I think of this, I'm just like, we have a long way to go.
Yeah, we do as a society. I was just thinking, since we have delved into the rape world, is that in India, there's that very famous rape of India's daughter. They called her India's daughter in the end. Are you aware of that?
The girl in the bus.
Yes, the famous one of the girl in the bus where they pulled out her intestine and she died and things like that. Now, I don't want to talk about that, but what I mean is, I watched the documentary again, and they were like, the rapists were like, what was she doing out at night with a guy? I was like, that's the first thing he thought. And the first thing he said, rather, the first thing they showed in the interview, because they structured it in a way to get a certain message across, not the way it was.
Yeah.
He said it takes two hands to clap. So
What
what was
does
she do?
that mean?
I really don't know. So he said that, and he's like, so what was she doing out with the guy at that time? She should have been at
And
home.
so that gives you the right to
That's the
abuse
idea.
her.
I guess so. That's the logic. And then one of the rapists, I think these rapists, most of them were opportunists. They had the chance, so they took it. Because one of them has a wife and kids over in the village, and the wife said, he can't have done that. He has me. He has my son. And then she also said, which is like a delve into the traditional mindset, what, I'm gonna kill myself and kill my son because my husband is not alive anymore. I was like,
What?
isn't that you setting your value based on your man? But if you think about this from a Western perspective, it's like this mad alien thought, but it's there in India.
Yeah.
And then that's like, these guys were saying that.
But isn't that like a way that society has molded so that it's a man's world basically?
You saying it's a man's world feels like
Like,
an attack on me, though.
It's not an
That's
attack on you.
Yeah.
It's not an attack on you, but like based on just what you said, like
Yeah.
because she said like her husband is basically dead to
Yeah.
her, so she's going to off herself
Okay.
and her son.
Yes, I can give you
Because
that.
what is she without
Yes,
a man?
but who reinforces this? The woman does, not the man. Like, in the sense, it might be her mother who said it, put it in her head. Like those people who say, if you're not married, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of thing.
I get what you mean, but I feel like the beginning of it was the guy, but hey, maybe I'm just a hater. Don't listen to me.
You just went on two different whatever. What do you mean don't listen to you? See, it's so random. Clearly this is it.
No, this is just my opinions.
Yes, I know. I
My
understand what
opinions.
you're saying, and I agree with it. Like, I always think if I had a daughter, I wouldn't want her to say, my husband has left me, I don't know what to do. Nah, your husband adds to your life. He's
Yeah.
not your life.
I know.
He's a part of it, not all of it.
You're a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, I have to have this, but I'd love to have girls. I'm scared, but I'd love to have. Oh my God! Don't say things like that. You're making me lose my voice. 6 girls.
6 girls, yeah.
I'll have to just have a resident baseball bat to beat boys or girls, depending on how they
No,
roll.
but like, does that mean like girls are always to be protected? Why don't you teach them?
To kick ass themselves.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Just like, but I also have to get in on some of the action. My God, this conversation is just going into different worlds.
different worlds.
So what I meant by the India thing
Yeah.
is just that, okay, a thought that was in my head, if she had survived and it had been publicized and she had committed suicide, it would, what do you think it would have been like? It would have been like her fault. Not her fault in the sense that, I don't know.
I can't say, but maybe she would feel like the laws are not on her side
Yeah.
and nothing is going to come of like the nothing is going to come of the people who abused her. Like, no justice is going to be served, and she's going to be publicized out there. So
And
every
she's
time
scarred.
someone see her,
She's
someone
scarred
would
for
see
life
her.
like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah, she's scarred for life, and every time someone would see her, they would associate her with this, and it's a hard thing to live with. I would think it's a hard thing to live with.
But
so.
then is the, if she had done it, her case is different because she's publicized. So let's take a girl who, not India, anywhere in the world, because I don't want to just make it think it's only there, it's anywhere in the world, who got, let's say, raped and abused and then decided, like, I want to kill myself. Everyone look at them and like, I've had a harder life, blah, 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 blah. How can you do that? Like, all I'm saying, I'm not saying suicide is right. All I'm saying is I understand.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy out there.
And
Life is hard enough. And then there's all of this. Like,
yeah. And what do you think like could be done to alleviate some of the feelings in
In teenagers?
Huh?
In teenagers?
Yeah, let's say in teenagers.
Okay, let's narrow down this statement. Teenagers where?
Here
City.
in
Okay.
in our in
I think
in
I
our
think in our circles.
in our
I think it all goes back to the support system. I have friends who have such good relations with their folks.
that they can talk
Yeah,
about
and even if they don't talk
anything
about it for a month or 2 months, they will in the end.
in the eventually.
And the parents would know. They know their kids so well that they would feel it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would interact, and that would save them. Because I know one thing: it doesn't matter how many friends you have. Friends do help, but when it's your family, those people who would die for you, helping
Yeah.
you, nothing
It's
will go wrong.
different.
Yeah,
It's
you'll
very
be fine.
different.
But when you watch the show, Hannah's parents are really nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're really supportive, but in the end, it didn't help her. But they do have their flaws. That's for you to find out when you check out the show.
No
But
spoilers.
yeah, it's hard to talk about such a serious topic and try to preserve a TV show's spoilers when the biggest spoiler is already out there. She killed herself. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but it's
confusing.
more than it's about more than that, isn't it?
It is, and I want more people to watch it, and I want the people who said that it's not nice and stuff to watch it, because like this is one of the shows that I think is nice. In the end, I will always say, I'm like contradicting myself. It's just a show, because
Like it's based on fiction. So,
yes, based on, it's not even based on fact.
Yeah.
No, because recently a man in America killed himself. I think America. I'm not sure. Remember, this show is just opinions. He committed suicide and left tapes, and now they're saying he did it because of 13 Reasons Why. And I'm like,
But it's only been out for like 2 months.
yeah, he did it after the show came out. But the thing is,
The tapes go
maybe
back
he
way
was,
back.
maybe, or maybe he was just, he had issues
Yeah,
and he saw this as a way to do it.
yeah. Or
But
do you think that the story is even out there because, like, the show is there?
yes,
So
I do.
they
I do think so. Yeah,
brought it.
they brought it up, and maybe
Otherwise
maybe
it wouldn't
him
have
using tapes
even
was
come
just to make it nice, make it more marketable. The story, you know.
Yeah.
It's just that, and then, but like that's, I think that idea of saying if you watch suicidal things, you'll become more suicidal. I don't think that's fair.
No, that's
Even
not fair. But
wrestling
I would
does,
say
like how you were saying with
if
wrestling.
if you already have some of those thoughts
Yeah,
in your head, like,
you think this
and
will
you feel
accelerate
like
it?
it would kind of derail you, or and if I had to say, just protect your mind, your frame of mind.
I get that, but this show,
and don't do it
for people to think that this show, I understand what you mean, but this show doesn't do that. You have to watch it to the end. If you stop halfway, you get half of the message. But they show you that the whole point of this is that people deserve to be treated well,
Yeah.
and that when someone asks for help, you should help
You should
them.
help them.
There's these people who, people, like we said earlier, people throw around hate.
It's
And-
very easily.
And like being nice or being positive is like expensive and it's precious. Like that's bullshit. Excuse the language, but it is. It's complete bull.
Like it doesn't take anything away from you to
To be nice to someone,
be nice to someone.
to just give them a helping hand or something.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. I understand you saying, say, preserving your state of mind, but sometimes you have to challenge it, because that's the only way we have grown as a
True.
society. This has been a deep one. Wow.
Deep.
Not
Wait,
even- uh-huh.
going back to Netflix, I just have to
Right.
ask you:
Uh-huh.
Do you watch Daredevil, Iron Fist, all of them?
I watched Daredevil season 1 and 2. I didn't watch Iron Fist because there's just too much
Jessica
superhero.
Jones,
I watched that one.
Luke Cage.
No, I did not watch that one.
What's wrong with you?
I just didn't want
Anyway, are you excited that they're all coming
to. For
to
the
one
Defenders.
show?
Yeah, I am.
I'm
I know-
so thrilled.
And you know that the Defenders coming isn't like, oh, I need to go watch Luke Cage or anything like that. It's because they'll tie up the loose ends.
Yeah.
So I don't, like, it's too much for me. I don't know how you've watched.
How I've watched all, because they're not always out at the same time. That's why.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, There's Marvel, Avengers, Iron Man, all those movies there.
Oh
There's
yeah.
Netflix.
The,
There's
the
even
only one I
ABC.
haven't been able to watch is
Yeah.
was Agents of Shield.
Yeah,
I
ABC's
stopped.
TV show. Yeah.
I stopped some point.
But
I
you
was like,
tried.
I tried to,
Yeah, see?
but I stopped.
Then there's what?
And then I sort of continued because I think after Thor, the second one,
Yeah.
it kind of tied in with the show.
That's
and even
to get
before
more
it,
eyeballs on it.
and I was like, okay, let me go back and watch. And then I got bored, and I was like, I can't do this to myself
But
anymore.
I think there's too much superhero movies.
Yeah.
I guess we
No,
need
but
different
the Marvel
stuff.
ones are deep. I think they're not just fighting crime.
I think
There's a
they're
message
they're
there.
serviceable. They're okay. They're
I like
possible.
them.
They're
I
not like
them.
they're not okay. Did you watch the Lego Batman?
No.
You
It's
have
just
to watch
Lego.
it. What
I
what
have
the
a thing
hell?
against the Lego.
No,
side.
I understand just Lego. My issue is it's just Lego, but the budget is like 100 million.
No
like
way.
what the hell? Like what are they
Is
doing?
it any good?
It is no, it's really funny. I really like the Lego Batman. I understand what you mean, but it was so funny. I didn't mind it at all. I can't believe you haven't watched it. But
I
you'd sit
haven't.
through Doctor Strange, which would make you want to puke because of
Doctor
the.
Strange was weird.
I liked it
I
though.
got confused at some point.
Yeah, there was so much going on.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. So like, what are you looking forward to in terms of Netflix shows? Are there any new ones coming? There are always new ones coming.
This the Defenders for now. I don't know if anything else is coming up.
The Punisher is going to get his own show.
Who's the Punisher?
You've not Daredevil. You don't watch Daredevil? You said it so proudly.
I
earlier.
forget some of these people. I forget them.
The Punisher was was in season 2 of Daredevil. He was the main antagonist. What do
Why
you
can't
do?
I remember him?
Oh my god! What were you doing with your
His
time?
name was the Punisher. I feel like they didn't call him that.
No, they didn't. But he walked around with the outfit, Frank Castle. You're just losing credibility. And just to
you're
say,
messing with me.
stop doing all the drugs you're doing. The thing is, just to clarify, the the Lego Batman cost $80 million. Like, how do you? I don't get it.
All that animation took time.
What? Oh, the Lego sets are really expensive, and I had to buy them. Like 80 million. 80. Nah.
I hope that went into paying those people.
Yeah, it does. It always does. That's part of the budget. Wait, when you have a project, you don't consider people's payment as part of your budget.
No, I would feel like sometimes they'll say, if this takes off,
Yeah.
you'll get the rest. Like,
And if
just
you
take
don't,
this for now.
your work is just meh.
Ben, you should have done better.
Oh, you're going to enjoy employment. They pay you even if you just sit around until they review.
That's good. That is good.
This is not a good place to let that out. So, what else is on your mind? I've told you my depressing topic that I wanted to address today for cross theory.
Yeah, and I've told you my excitement for Marvel movies.
There's
Black
too
Panther,
many, Mama.
hey.
Tell me one movie you're excited for that is not
And
hero-based. Wait. A Disney-owned kind of thing, in the sense Disney owns Marvel, Disney owns Star Wars. Never mind. Star Wars, and Disney owns Beauty and the Beast. So what you got?
Justice League.
Still a superhero movie.
You say Disney.
You almost
You
got
said
me.
Disney.
You know what I meant. You know what I meant.
You say then we talked about this last time. What do you call it? Hitman's Bodyguard.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Then we shouldn't rehash that.
Bam. There's that one. No.
Since
nothing else. For
no
this year.
romantic movies, nothing like that.
I haven't seen any trailers.
Yeah. Deadpool was a romantic movie. Still a superhero movie. Yes, it was a romantic movie. It was.
It was for the love of what's her name? I don't even know it.
They're all so forgettable.
Apart from the main person.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
He's in the title card.
And Frank. What's his name? Frank.
Who's Frank?
The guy I was looking for to kill.
Francis.
Francis. I was very close.
That's because Deadpool kept saying it. That's
yeah,
the,
it got in my head.
my favorite
And the
character.
bartender.
The taxi driver.
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
I can't remember his name. How can he kidnap his brother-in-law?
That's the right way to do it. It's a Deadpool approved way.
Oh goodness.
But there's too many. Okay, how about books? What books have you read lately? Have you read any books lately?
Yeah, but most of the books I read are fictional. I should really start educating myself, honestly, because what is life if I'm not trying to learn and better myself?
That's not an answer for which books do you read. Like you're taking that question and
No,
going
like
into.
I answered myself and
Yeah.
then I went on and clarified something in my head. I'm sorry you weren't part of this conversation.
And the people listening, like, what the hell?
They know what I'm on about. Yeah. So, are there any good books out there? Sometimes I feel like I'm just reading to read, and then at the end, I won't remember anything and it won't have imparted anything.
That's
in me at
most,
all.
except like Khaled Hosseini's books were
Oh,
very
so deep.
influential. Like George Orwell's 1984 is a book that I would highly recommend.
I haven't.
It's a book by George Orwell. It was written a long time ago, but it describes like our control by tech and stuff, which is really nice. It's a very popular book. But I like, because you're a bigger reader than I am. Why is every book I've ever seen the #1 New York Times bestseller? Why isn't there a good book that's failed at New York Times?
Why
Is
Why would you want it to fail? How
No.
would you get to know it
How
if
is
it failed?
how is every book a bestseller?
Because to be published in the first place, you need to be a good writer.
So
Otherwise, no one's going to publish unless you self-publish yourself.
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
No one's going to like pick up your book and be like, okay, I think we can sell this and make us some money. No, they're gonna
Don't
be
you
like, I'm
think-
sorry, but this is lackluster.
Don't
That's
you
a big word right there. I'm proud.
don't you think that statement is just like advertising? New York Times bestseller. You're like, if New York Times thought so, I should read it as
then
well.
I should read it.
I think
yeah.
it's just advertising.
No, but I think it's not necessarily for that book at the time, like when it comes out, but the author themselves. Like
No,
they'll
it's-
say, this book from the New York #1
You're so
author. or
confusing right
something
now.
like that.
What on earth are you saying?
Because it needs time to be on the #1 bestseller.
Yeah, and then
Doesn't
they
it?
use that to sell it to some more.
Yeah, so
I really don't know how it works. It was just a passing thought, which you have destroyed with your understanding.
no, it's all about sales. Like the more sales you make,
The more
the
likely you
higher
get a
on
sequel.
the number you get. So
Yeah.
so you
Number
could
one.
just be top 10,
Yeah,
but not
yeah.
#1.
Why
or
isn't
top
there
100.
why is then the #2 New York Times bestseller? Why is it
Who
always
wants
number
to be #2?
like,
No
like-
one.
like-
You're taught to be #1. Otherwise, you're just the last loser.
the
Second
first
place.
loser. The first
Second
loser.
place is the last loser.
The first loser.
No.
The first person to lose is #2.
No, no.
In
no,
a
no, no.
race. In a race when
I'm
you're
talking about in a tournament
Yeah.
situation.
So if someone's running and we run against Usain Bolt, #2 is the first loser. #3 is the second loser.
No.
Really?
#2 is the last loser.
What
You're
on
the last
earth
to
are you
lose
saying?
because you had a chance of being
You're the
the
first
winner.
to lose.
You're not the first to lose. You're the last to lose.
You're the first to lose.
Not
because
no. We're gonna go in circles about this, and you're never gonna see my point.
because it's wrong. That's why I would see your point.
No, it's right.
Something I just want to touch on. I'm taking this wherever I feel like at the moment.
Go ahead.
Feminism. Are you a feminist?
I can't say.
What is a feminist?
You tell me, questioning
a-
me about
Sorry.
being
quick-
a feminist.
A quick Google search will tell me what I need to know.
Will clarify what exactly.
Yeah, just like what you don't think you're a feminist? Every girl I've met nowadays says they're a feminist. I don't think they know what it means to be a feminist. Is it to stand up for the rights of women?
Yeah, I think so.
And to demean men.
Not to demean men.
Oh, that's a part of the
I
package.
think it's to stand up for women rights and everything without bringing down the opposite sex, or without devaluing the opposite sex.
But what is happening in the real world is they devalue the opposite sex and they take themselves higher. Like, okay, so definition is,
I guess it's easy. It's very easy to do that. Like,
the definition is the
because-
advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes,
mhm.
which I do agree on. But some chicks, like, everything is a feminist issue.
Like eating food,
I'm
like
considered.
paying for food,
Oh, I was going somewhere else. You.
like opening the door.
Here we are. No, paying for food. Why should a guy have to pay for dinner?
Because most likely you're the one who invited the girl out.
Because she'd never ask me out.
Well, yeah, if you invite me out and let's say I ain't got no money for this,
No,
I'm
that's
expecting you
fair. That's fair. That's
to
fair.
pay for it.
But I've heard people say,
The type of person I am, just in case you don't step up and pay for it, I'm gonna make sure I have money to pay for it.
what do you mean step up and pay for it? So
Because you invited me
okay,
out.
but
Like it was an
if you invite me out,
expectation.
if you invite me out,
Yeah, then I would be like, okay, yeah, I'm prepared to pay for you as
you're
well.
prepared. What is this prepared? You're supposed to say, I invited you, I'm paying. What is this prepared? You're like, I'm prepared,
to
but
pay
if
for
you
as
feel
well.
like
But
it,
if you feel like it, go ahead.
look at this bullshit. This is your double standard.
No, but in that case what you read about feminism
Yes.
for that equality,
Yeah.
then when we go out,
Yeah.
I should pay for myself and you should pay for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because we're equals.
I don't mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. But that's not what happens.
To you, maybe.
Okay, is it okay? There's this stereotype, and I am so against stereotypes, but this one sometimes it makes me want to say it's true, that women are bad drivers. Is that anti-feminist to say that?
It's a stereotype.
But it's kind of true, based on my experience.
No, it's crazy because it says all women are bad drivers. Not even most, not even some, not even a few. All women are bad drivers. That is to insinuate that men are good drivers.
No, men are terrible drivers.
I'm not even gonna say
No, in the sense, no, I mean they're good at driving, but what I've seen is, statistically, women get into minor crashes a lot. Men get into worse, and fatal
Life
crashes, yes, or a lot more, because they're like, I can do this, I can't do this, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's horrible. But
Women are more careful.
oh, please.
Generally.
When I'm driving and there's someone doing shenanigans in front of me, I always tell myself, it's not a woman, I'm just imagining. I overtake them and ta-da! She's
No.
doing her makeup, her
The
taxes,
opposite.
her
Who are these people that you see?
she's doing her makeup, her taxes, talking to her boyfriend, and raising a child while driving.
Oh goodness!
But a
'Cause
man-
you know we multitask like.
No, you don't. No, but for
Yes,
real,
we
it
do.
is usually a woman, and they're usually not. They're
Okay,
not,
I won't lie, but I also have the same thoughts. Like.
but you
it's-
are a
it's-
woman
it's-
who
it's-
drives,
it's a
so
woman. It doesn't mean that I'm the one.
so you're
causing the
hating on your own
shenanigans.
sex.
No, like I know,
Yeah.
I know some of the shortcomings of the female.
You're gonna get a
the-
lot
the
of feminists
female
hating on you.
species, like it's just one of those truths that's out there. It doesn't mean that you're not great at anything else.
So if
But-
that's the case, yeah.
But no, I didn't finish. Like
Okay.
most of the times I do think, yeah, it's a woman, and then sometimes I find no, it's a guy.
0.0000001% of the time it's a guy.
A lot of the times it's me driving. I find it's a guy.
But when I'm driving, it's a woman.
I don't know. Maybe
So-
we look at different situations.
So do you think the woman drive ban in Saudi Arabia is justified, since women are bad at driving?
No, I don't think it's justified.
It's weird that you had to think about
Did
it.
they used to drive before?
I don't know. They just say no. And like I've heard some of the dumbest theories. There's a theory I heard. They're like, when you're sitting in the driver's seat, you're more. It was some guy in Saudi Arabia who said this, and he was like, your body moves more because of the turbulence of sitting in the front seat.
The turbulence of sitting in.
Because apparently it's different between the back seat.
Are we flying a plane?
No, listen, and then that affects your uterus. So that is why Western cultures have less kids. Or people
They have less kids because they don't want to have more kids. Like, it's not.
That's the logic being thrown around. So you're like, what the hell is going on?
Is he a scientist? Is he a doctor?
He's just a guy with a face.
Wow.
That's the thing.
Idiocy. Just wow.
We were talking about feminism, and we still are talking about feminism. So
let's not talk about the driving issue.
No, not the driving. I do believe in the core fundamentals that women should be paid the same as men.
You are a feminist. That's good to know.
But not the ones you see out there. Why shouldn't a woman be paid the same as a guy for the same job? Like, that's ridiculous.
Exactly. Very ridiculous.
But people want to save money, and the logic I've heard is
How?
that I don't know, pay you less, pay me more, it equals out. Pay us both the same, I pay more in the end.
What?
I don't know. No, here's how about this? You go home to your husband, and let's say you're getting a quarter, he's getting 3/4. You have a whole.
No.
Have we talked about this before?
Are we in the same place in the same work environments
No.
Judging us because you're a family unit, we're going to split your earnings. He gets 3/4 of what both of you should be earning,
so
and you get a quarter.
Yeah,
that's completely different. This is like in the real working environment.
Yeah,
like, you're not there with your spouse.
No, it doesn't mean that your spouse is there. It's just that it adds up when you go home. You have someone.
No, that assumes globally then that everyone is paid the same, regardless of the fractions.
If that's the case, then why do you think women are paid less?
Because men are haters.
What about women companies that run by women?
Even them, they pay women less.
I'm just assuming.
I hope not.
Come on.
No, I think people should be paid according to their working hours, male or female. It's all
standard.
down to your ability.
Yes.
To your working hours.
I don't think women should get anything extra, in the sense that if they don't earn that extra, in the sense I'm not saying the situation should be now that women get more and men get less. It should be equal pay for equal work.
But one of the reasons that
even some people
paying less for women might be because they're thinking, when it comes time to maternity leave,
I was thinking the same thing.
I have to still be paying you.
Yeah.
But that's not going to add up for all those. Imagine I've been working here for 4 or 5 years.
Or 10.
Or 10 years even. And then I only get to have 3 months paid maternity leave.
That's how it is, though.
The math does not add up there.
I do think it's taking advantage.
Me double, triple.
I hope you find work that does that. No, the thing, I agree with you in that. That's the feminism I agree with. Women equal pay. They shouldn't be treated like second-class citizens. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I also think that they shouldn't be treated any better. It should be equal. Most women I've seen, they want to be treated better than men, not equal.
You don't even know how.
No, better pay. They want their hours. They want
better pay than they currently have, so that they can be equal. Yeah.
No, not better pay. I meant like in India, there's reserved seats for women.
In the bus.
Yes.
Maybe that's just your culture,
That's because men are pigs, but why should they get reserved seats? I'm just saying.
Everyone fight for yourself. You're
That's
in a bus,
happens.
You see a woman struggling to stand up. Don't get up. Sit down. Let her suffer.
No, if she was pregnant, yes. If it's an old person, yes.
But otherwise,
I think it should be equal.
Yeah. When I'm in a bus standing up, I don't expect anyone to get up for me.
Some people do.
No one has ever gotten up for me.
Not for you. Who would get up for you?
How rude.
I mean, nice.
No one
people
has
out
ever.
there.
And if someone does, I'd be shocked. Really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't stand and I said, okay, I won't complain, but I'd be shocked.
How many women do you know who'd get up for a guy to sit?
Would the guy even sit? He'd be like,
No, 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 no.
how dare you?
Oh, please.
How
What
dare
is
you
this?
think that?
First of all, which guy goes like, how dare you? No, but why
no,
not?
but they'd be offended. They'd be like, no, thank you, but
Because of social norms.
yeah, because of social norms.
So let's say.
But I wouldn't be surprised
social norms.
if at least like 1% be like, oh, thanks, and sits down.
I would say, like, let's
Equality
say,
and
let's say,
everything.
yeah, but women don't like that part. That part, they're like,
Like, oh, I offer
give
to
us
be
equal
nice, and
pay.
then you just go sit down.
Yeah, like, what kind of a guy does? Like, I think there was this TV show. This lady was like, she was taken on a date,
Yeah.
and it was a TV show date, and they
Yeah.
were just like, let's go on a date, and then she's like, my dad taught me to be a lady, and I would not date this guy again because he said let's split the bill, and I was like,
What's so wrong with that?
what's so wrong with what?
Splitting the bill.
Oh yeah, no, I thought you were saying with her not having to
Oh.
split it. I was like, why?
Like, if you're able, why not? Like, we're all struggling out here.
And it's a TV show date in the sense I'm
Yeah.
saying TV show date because so it doesn't say that I asked her out. It's
Yeah.
like they put
You
them
were
together.
Put together.
I don't know. She said that's how a lady should be treated. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, I get that. Like, you can't expect certain privileges
and not
and then
yeah.
cry foul in others. It doesn't make sense.
Even I think the way they would say that the way women were treated in the 60s back then, like the statement,
Mhm.
which is going to be a bit issue. Women knew their place, like they played in their lane. So they were treated like back then they said chivalry. Chivalry is dead. Back then is when everyone was chivalrous and opening the door
Yeah.
and stuff. Back then those women would stay in their lane in the sense that they wouldn't try and they'd be like, yeah, this is me. This is my position. He does ABCD for me.
Yeah. I
But
get
now it's not
'cause
there.
I was watching this show called Cable Girls, and I think it was based in the okay, I can't
Okay.
pinpoint which era, but it was that time telephones were coming up, like the technology, and so
Yeah.
these girls were basically the connectors. I don't know.
Operators.
The operators,
The
that's
con-
the word.
Okay.
I know English, I swear I do.
Oh yeah, sure. I believe you.
Yeah.
You studied in an English country, and then you're saying that.
Yeah. So stop
yeah,
laughing.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, and they managed to portray like the way women were second class citizens so well, and I was like, wow, could I have been like survived in this kind of society? But then again, if this is all you know, you don't think that
That's true.
there's anything
It's like
better.
on a different word, it's like people who only know religion can't see a world without it,
Yeah.
and people who don't know religion can't see a world with it.
With it.
Even Hidden Figures, that film.
I
Was
haven't
about-
watched it.
Yeah, neither have I. We should really. It's about black women
in
scientists,
the-
NASA.
Yeah, NASA.
So like, disadvantage 1, woman. Disadvantage 2,
You're
black.
black.
Oh my God! Like,
Yeah.
I
in
guess
in
so.
a male dominated world. Wow.
There was this. I think he's a motivational speaker or something. His thing was my favorite. Like he was at a conference and they were. I think it was mainly for women. It was like dating tips or something. But he asked
Yeah.
Audience member asked, who should pay on the first for dates. I've been dating this guy for 6 months and he wants me to pay now. Like I
now
don't.
or then.
Yeah, like during the 6 months,
Oh.
he was like, maybe now you should pay, maybe now you should pay.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to. I shouldn't have to.
Ever?
And then
What's wrong with
I
you?
don't know. And then he was like, the host was like, how many women think men should pay for everything? All the women raised their hands up.
And maybe that's why they get paid more.
What the guys, yeah, because they have to deal with these women who are just doing this for free. So this guy was like, what he said is something I think I would carry forward to my children. I sound so old. Let's say my niece, because I don't want to say I have kids. So he was like, when you tell a guy or someone
Yeah.
that you have to pay for my time, you're telling them we're not equal. So you're telling, now maybe some people think that means the woman is worth more, but you're telling him that I can buy your time.
Yeah.
So you're not as valuable as I, in the
Yes.
sense we create that gradient.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so if you don't offer to pay, you weren't brought up right. And if you don't refuse to just take it, like just be like, just pay,
Yeah.
you are not raised right. So it has to be a balance.
Yeah.
Even friends I know, they wonder, they ask me if if I would let my girlfriend pay. I'm like, of course. If I'm broke, why not? Why shouldn't she pay?
Yeah.
We're both college students.
Same struggles.
Yeah. So how am I suddenly way more money than her? It's the same. So that's the thing. It's equality, but people
Yeah.
don't want that. They want special treatment.
No, and I I have such a problem with that.
With what?
And then you'd find like guys, because of like that way of thinking.
Yeah, that they're
They-
not the value. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
value. They throw money at you expecting you to
Yeah.
return
Investment. Return on investment.
return it. Don't be silly.
But it's
Yeah, expecting that
Yeah.
they'll get your attention in return, and
but it works though.
not everyone is like that though. Like, it's very annoying and demeaning. Like,
It's happened to you?
I don't like it. I'm
Has
like,
it happened though?
you think if you throw
Answer the question. Has it happened to you?
I'm not gonna answer.
So that's a yes.
Yes
That's
or
a
no.
yes.
I'm just saying, like,
No, in this, why I'm asking if it's happened, how do they throw the money at you in the sense?
No,
Obviously
like-
not physically.
n-
Here's
obviously
some
not
money.
physically, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, their lifestyle. Maybe they are well off and be like, oh, I can take you this place, or I can buy you this for you. But I find it difficult to accept
Yeah.
gifts from people
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, no, because you're gonna want something in return. Like, I don't even like
But what if
you.
it's your boyfriend? Or this
Okay,
is
that's
someone who's not your
different.
boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm saying as someone who's not your
That's so
boyfriend,
weird.
or someone who's trying to maybe
Right.
date you, but you know, like, oh, this is never gonna go anywhere. But they keep throwing money at you in terms of like, be like, I can do this for you, I can do this for you, I can do this for you, and you're just not into it, and then they get weirded out or confused when they're like, but I'm giving you money. Why don't you like me? You know?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But it's in the sense that we've created that situation where a chick has told you that my time is worth money. So you're like, if I have more money, I get more time, I get more perks. like even if it's just date, we both know the next step is sex, right? Let's say it's sex. So they're like, yeah, so I have more money, I can. It's true though, it's ridiculous.
It's messed up. And that's how you'll find yourself being played by someone who'll be like, okay, I'll take the perks, the money, the stuff, and then I'll block you afterwards.
Yeah.
Goodbye. And then you're there thinking, man, all girls are witches.
Which
How
is a
dare-
fair assessment if you've gone through something like that.
Yeah, but that's on you too. Like, take some responsibility.
She took my money though. Why is that my responsibility? I
Next
was in
time,
love.
don't throw money at people.
But that's how I was taught to show love.
Change your thinking.
It's your birthday. I
Change
come
your
give you a
thinking.
hug or I buy you a present. What do you like more? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. I
And-
wouldn't mind either.
Okay, sure,
I
sure.
wouldn't mind
Handmade
either.
present or something from the store.
Handmade's good. It's
Oh
more
yeah, what can I
personal.
hand make? You think I can knit a cow or something? What are you talking about? See, I made you a towel. Was it supposed to be a shirt? Yes, but this is all I got.
No, it's more thoughtful. But if I don't know you so well, I would not expect anything from you. And even if, sorry, I do know you, like, a simple happy birthday is good. Like, you don't owe me anything.
I don't know. I think it's like it's entrenched in us that we are different. I will never say that we are equal, men and women, but that should not be taken as we are we're unequal everywhere. I mean, like, we're different in the
we
sense
are different,
physically, mentally, we're different. We're different.
but are we not deserving of
Yes, you
equal
are 100%.
opportunity? And
Yes, but you're also
rights?
you're also deserving of the you want, like, all I've heard people say is they want the perks. You're also deserving of the bad stuff.
What bad stuff?
The dating stuff. We just went over it. The paying for the meal and stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind personally. Like,
You
let's
should.
split.
Yeah,
like,
but
what's wrong with that?
That's
Or
just
if
you.
you insist on paying, most of the times we go out, like,
Yeah.
sometime I will treat you. I'll be like, no, this one's on me.
Yeah, that's good.
Chill.
But not many people. The way you're saying it's like me and my 99% of women out there. Most women are on the other side of the spectrum. I'm a lady, so I should be treated like. When that lady said that, I was just like, what does that mean? Does that mean that I should open the door for her? Yes. She should also get unequal pay. She'll say no there, right? You know what I mean?
No, but don't you think that if she has that way of thinking, then she might also be more inclined to, and not be more inclined, but be satisfied that her husband be the breadwinner and her just be at home, and that's fine with her, because
yeah, but we're speaking in the terms of the date, yeah.
it starts from there, but it goes deeper.
Yeah, I think so.
It?
I think she would be okay with it.
Yeah.
In the sense, she'll be like, "This is my role in life."
Like, this
which is
is my
bullshit.
I'm okay with you
But
providing for me.
But that can't
always.
work anymore because life is really hard now, and you need two incomes just to survive. So, I don't know. I have a super problem with that. Like, chicks thinking that they're special just because, just like that. Nah, man. No, I'm serious though. No, I agree. If I asked you out on a date, I should pay.
Yeah.
But not that it's my job. Like, even if I'm working, nah. It doesn't work.
But imagine if the society you're in has brought you up thinking that way, like, the guy always provides, the guy always provides, the guy always provides. Like,
then
it would be hard for you to, like, change your mindset to be like,
that's
maybe
fine.
I should do this sometimes.
That's fine. But then that society, more often than
Gender
not,
roles and all that.
Yeah, that society more often than not will say if the guy's always providing, there's nothing wrong with women getting less pay. You know?
Yeah.
And if I am subscribing to one thing, I will become okay with the other. A bit.
Wow, it's crazy how they're all
intertwined. Yeah. Yes, intertwined is a big word. Interconnected. You're not allowed to use that word. Yeah, so that's the thing. So if you like, but how many girls do you know who'd ask a guy on a date?
I don't know.
Not many. Not.
It's not the norm.
Yeah, and most people default to the norm.
Yeah.
Most people default to the norm.
Yeah, they do. Are more comfortable because, what do you call it? How do you call people who do not default to the norm? Outliers?
I guess so.
Yeah.
But I know, let's say...
they're looked upon as strange or disruptors.
But let's say I was in college and I was hitting on a girl and I had nothing to show for it, in the sense that I didn't want to take her out, I didn't want to buy her stuff. I wouldn't get the girl.
Yeah.
I would get rejected.
No, but if a girl came and asked you out, would you be
I'd
intimidated,
I
shocked?
would be. I legit would be. No, but the thing is, I'm saying it in the sense, the thing is, if I didn't know her, if it's someone...
Obviously, yeah, if you knew and she thought,
and she's like, hey,
this guy's never going to ask, let me ask.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But if a chick just comes, hi, I think we should go out, I'll be like, I'll be right back, and I'll never come back. I'll just start running in the opposite
Your
direction.
Personal stalker.
Yeah, like, no, that's scary.
Yeah.
So, I think that's about it from us here at Cross Theory. I am Azeem Ibrahim Aliar as always.